All righty, welcome to weekly meeting 11:11. All right, you can continue there, Zay.
All right, bet. Now I was saying I never been in a group like this before, with this amount of competent traders, like throughout my whole trading career. I've never like this, right? Yeah, like never had this many.
Well, I think that the vision for
The whole gang here that know what they're talking about.
yeah, I think the vision coming into this group was to create an environment for traders, kind of like the way we have. All of us know what basketball court to go to play basketball coming up, or football, or whatever you do. There's places you can hang out and you can find other ballers. In trading,
Yeah,
we didn't have it, so I think the idea behind it was to create that environment, where we can hang out as traders, talk shop, and the skill set will vary, but you get better playing basketball by playing, against other people who play. And it's the same thing with trading. Maybe we pick up different things from each other, and everybody can take their trading to the next level. And I know we kind of rush the process. Most of us are guilty of wanting to find that success right now. But if you extrapolate what we're doing out over the next 5 years, like everybody in here, like everybody in this meeting who attends this, what we do weekly and are active, we'll all be wildly successful. And it'll be a new group of people in here trying to rush through, rush the process. And then 5 years later, they'll be successful. Trading is one of those things that, like anything else, you get better with time. And there's no such thing as losing your prime. As long as you have a mind, you can be 60 years old and be a great trader. You can be 90 years old if you, as long as your mind functions, and you can still be a great trader. So just imagine, where we are now. We're making a few dollars, but imagine where we'll be in 5 years, 10 years. To me, that's the beauty of what we're actually doing. Because 10 years from now, we might all be like literal business partners. Like we might own an apartment complex in Indonesia that's renting out, is making us passive income, or whatever. We can come together and create projects and wealth for our families, because we all have the capital. We don't have to go get loans. We can be the loan. We can create companies or businesses in developing or emerging markets, like in Africa. We can, the sky is the limit, basically. Right now, we're just learning how to create cash flow. This is the king of cash flow. Like OG said, we're going to the source to get the money. So, just going forward, the sky is bright, man. The future is bright, and all we have to do is keep showing up, and keep progressing, and everything is right there for the taking. All right.
So we continue to talk, right? We continue to verbalize things that people, because, I know what they're thinking. No, you don't. You need to confirm, right? You need to confirm what they're thinking. Don't say you know what they're thinking. That's saying you're God complex. No, you don't have that answer. You got to go get that answer from the person that's where this gossiping and all that type of stuff comes from. Like, you got to go to the person and confirm that. Now we got to figure out who's lying, right? Because somebody don't want to be embarrassed. So we fall away from the truth and we start telling white lies and stuff like that. That's how that starts to roll and becomes a snowball. And now everybody's messed up because nobody communicated properly. So we're being the example of what communication should look like in Forex. And once you learn that dialect, you're in. Nobody can take it away from you. You understand everything. Doesn't mean you have to use everything. It's just that you do understand it.
Okay, with that being said, what I wanted to kind of do today is I want to kind of draw on the recent success that that members have been having. And I kind of want to get out in the open some of the things that have propelled them to find success. All right. And here's the reasoning behind it, right? I can come and drum and beat my drum about the same things that we always talk about, which I don't have a problem with doing. And I believe in those things. Selena, nice legs. Appreciate it. Hey, I believe in those things, but what I want to do is find or bring out into the open some things that have helped other people find their footing in the market, you know. So, you know, whether it's, hey, this is what helped me actually see the trade, even though I can't trade it, or this is what helped me find success. Hey, is Pip in here? No. All right. You know, if you've been having success or if you found success, do you have a problem with sharing what has helped you find that success? Elfie, TT, you know, whoever has kind of sort of crossed the threshold, so to speak, from just getting jacked up, getting wrecked, REKT, to finding some success, even if you haven't been able to sustain the success. You know, sustainability is great, but more oftentimes than not, whether you sustain it or not is going to really speak more to your lack of discipline. But if you can see it, or something, you had an aha moment, I would really like to hear it. And I'll shut up so somebody else can start speaking on it.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
All
we
right,
can.
so I've been doing this for since 2019, right? I've been like learning, but like nothing really clicked. Like I was learning a bunch of price action, but it was almost as if I was like rushing the process. Like I would learn stuff and then I would immediately go to the chart and try to implement what I learned, but I would never have a strategy. But it was like I feel like once I just kept going, I, um, I eventually had information overload and I just started piecing everything else together. And then once I put sessions together is when everything kind of like clicked.
What do you mean you put sessions together?
Like for an example, like I would be searching for setups. I would just get on the chart. I would not go to a session. I would be in my constant be okay, sessions matter, but I didn't really care for it. So it was like once I really started putting like sessions together is when I really started seeing setups happen. Because I would always be like, where do you find a setup? Like, how do I find a setup? Now it feels like every day I can find a setup that I want with any pair that I look at. So it's like I no longer limit myself to one pair because all pairs can have a setup as long as it's within that session. I feel like people will look for trades outside of their session and it'll be their setup, but it won't go their way. But the reason why I realize the reason why it will go their way because it's not their session. Like if I see a setup on Nas that looks like something I would take, it's like now I know I got discipline to understand. Okay, this is my setup, but it's not within my session. So I don't care if I take it plays out in my favor. It's like okay, cool. But I feel comfortable knowing that it just wasn't my session. Now if it was within my session, regardless if it went my way or not, I can feel okay taking a loss. It's like okay, that's what comes with the game. But it's like if it's like a trade that's outside my session and I see a setup that looks like something I would take, I'll feel that itch, but I'll still be like, nah, I'm not taking it. And next thing you know, I'd be right because it didn't go my way, even though it is my setup. If that makes sense.
It does.
Hell yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Well, I want to kind of drill in on this for a minute. There are people in here that probably, I would think maybe that don't understand what you mean when you say you see a setup, but it's not your session. Like, does everybody understand that? Drop a 2 in the chat if we need to elaborate on that further.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to. All right, so I'll elaborate. So for an example, say you might see us marking up charts on these weekly meetings, right? You might be like, how did they find that? Dang, how are they just marking it up? Or they'd be like, they're marking stuff up. We all seeing what they're talking about, but when do we enter? Everything that you have learned as a trader, I want you to take it, because you probably have information overload. Take everything you know and just look for a session. Whether that's New York, commonly New York, or London, whatever you like to do, whatever your back test results tells you, okay, this hits the most. Whatever pair makes you feel comfortable trading, and use that one. But what I've noticed, if you really want to see results with how I've seen it in terms of back testing and forward testing, I would say get these 2 indicators. They're not indicators, but they're session indicators. It's called Lux Algo Sessions, and the other one is Lux Algo ICT Concepts. Those will show you market structure shifts, change of characters, and with the supply, I got a little too far. With the sessions, you could see supply developing in other sessions, like Tokyo, for example. That will be your area not to trade. Once you see supply and demand developing within those sessions, you'll be like, all right, I could draw that support out, or that supply demand for the next morning. And if price goes there with the New York session, okay, that would be my key to enter, because that is when the setup will form. I don't know if that's a little too, I don't know if I got to back test it to show y'all.
You stay right there. You stay right there. Whatever level you're at, you continue to speak that level. If people don't understand you, that's okay. They just need to catch up. You keep talking about it.
Gotcha.
And also, I think let me say it in a different way.
Okay.
What he basically said was, if it's out of session, he can see the supply developing during Tokyo session. The market might consolidate during Tokyo session. That's as a supply. Then the market kind of dips. Then during London session, when the pair turns in session, price goes up, taps into the supply that it just created, the liquidity it just created by consolidating, and makes its move. That's basically what he's saying. So,
yeah.
So it's just saying it in a different manner. It's shedding light on it differently. So what pairs trade in what session? Maybe you need to research it if you don't know that already. So if you're interested in trading a pair, or if you see a great setup during the weekend, you have to understand that it's not just taking off Sunday when the market opens, right? It has to create liquidity or go down and grab liquidity before it actually makes its move during the session of its choice, or the session that it moves in. I'm sorry, go ahead, Zay.
I was also going to say, like, if everything you've learned too, you got it. Subconsciously, you got it. You're just searching for you're just trying to get your timing right. So don't get discouraged if you cannot, find consistency in what you're doing. I would say back test, get Lux Algo sessions on your charts, back test, so that way you can see the sessions. I feel like sessions is something that people leave out. I feel like that's what I was missing. Honestly, sessions. Because I was not taking them seriously at all. They would be in the back of my head. I'd be like, oh, sessions, oh, that's all right, cool, whatever. But if you really want to see the stuff that you have been learning, really like see it, take it for action, you gotta look at sessions. You gotta look at sessions. I would trade out of hours and I'll be like, yo, okay, I see the setup. Why ain't it working? Like, It just tapped that order block. Why does it still keep going down? The whole time I wasn't trading in the session. Now that's not the end all be all because you also got to do psychology. But I honestly feel like psychology and discipline just comes with you feeling comfortable. Like for an example, I feel like discipline. I was just telling myself this yesterday. Discipline, like say this, say you got to go to the grocery store, right? You stay disciplined going straight to the grocery store because you know where to go. You're not going to do anything else because you know the directions to get to the grocery store. You're only going to be undisciplined when you don't know what you're doing, when you don't feel confident, when you don't have a system. And it's okay if you don't know what you're doing, you learn it.
Say it for the people in the back.
It's okay if you don't know what you're doing, you're learning. You're not supposed to feel bad if you don't. Like it's all a process. It's all a process. If you within 1, 2, 3 years, that is a-okay. It's normal. But to speed up that process, though,
You know that some people don't know how to have fun, right? And you try to pull them out of their shell. You can't control that, right? They're going to figure that out when they do. And when they do, it's such a relief. Now they're living life.
yeah.
OG, that's computer. OG, you computer loving, bro. You computer
But
loving.
when you're trying to get them out of it,
Hey,
they're
OG,
fighting you.
OG.
Oh, I'm coming out of this mountain.
Oh, you computer loving bad, bro.
Oh, that was lagging. But I hear what he was saying, though. It's that epiphany. Like, but we're not going to steer you the wrong way. Like, you're not going to steer you the wrong way. Like,
So can I elaborate or can I explain something?
Yes.
You said something that there was 100% facts. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
What Zay said was he don't feel like sessions are stressed enough, right? And I would agree. But here's why I really didn't stress sessions coming into this approach, right? As a swing trader, sessions are less important, right? Because you're trying to capture a move that will last a week, maybe 2 weeks. So the larger the time frame, it's going your trade is going to take place over multiple days, hours, weeks sometimes, and your sessions are less important. The lower the time frames you trade, they are more important. But the concepts that I try to teach are important across any session or time zone. Now, whenever we go back and we look at trades, that's why I always try to say, hey, look at what time this happened, right? Look and see what time this move happened, because that draws more attention to the session, like the timing. Hey, man, I could have caught this trade at that 1 o'clock candle when London started. Well, yeah, because it's a GBP pair, right? And then it'll move that direction for 8 hours, and then you get a pullback. When does the pullback happen? Right before New York. And then the New York people could get in for that same move going the same direction. And then the pair, matriculates throughout the week. So everything that he is saying is 100% on point. The thing that you have to be able to put together is, hey, am I a long-term trader, right? Or am I a scalper, intraday trader, or whatever, right? And hopefully, as you progress as a trader, you're all of the above, right? You can be, there's a time for you to go long, and then there's a time for you to scalp, and then there's a time for maybe you to get a day trade. But I think some things, we don't stress things because of the different levels of a trader, but I can break it down for you, right? If we look at this on the chart real fast, and then I'll hand it back over. But this down move right here, and this up move right here, that's a freaking order block right here. That's an order block.
Yeah,
it's an order block. Down, up. Now, it's a bunch of candles in here. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this is a weekly order block. Now you have price coming back to tap into this weekly order block, and price is going to go up. So during from here to here, I can be long, I can take a short, and I can just hold my short. If I'm trading this consolidation down here, I got to scalp. I got to be a scalper in here. Then I can go long. I can get in here and hold a position long. I got to scalp through here. Then maybe I can get in for an intraday trade back into this zone, or however you want to hold it to tap into the zone. But then whenever this trade takes off and starts going higher, I can get long. I can swing again. So all of this, we don't say that type of stuff. This is kind of stuff you have to piece together, as you progress as a trader. But once you start piecing it together, you'll have the aha moment, like, God, dog, man, that makes perfect sense. What we're giving you is the bits and pieces that you stack together to create, said trader, whatever trader that you're dreaming to become. And over time, you kind of see this stuff and it becomes, okay, I see the relevance or I see the benefit in trading, in swinging this leg of the trade, right? But whenever I understand that, hey, I've gotten to the top and I got to take my profit. If I trade gold for the next 2 or 3 days, it's probably going to be choppy because it's changing directions. And it's not just changing, like it's not just hitting here and heading back down. It's going to hit here, engineer liquidity, right? Engineer liquidity, and then whoop, come back down. You engineer liquidity by going back and forth, by getting people caught up in the candles and not understanding, hey man, we just created this order block. Now we got to go back and tap in. So if you understand what type of what's going on in the market, you can kind of switch between the types of traders that you're going to become. And then it especially becomes important, session wise, when you're trading the lower time frames, right? Then the sessions become more weighted. Hopefully y'all understand. All right, go ahead, Zay. I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No, you're good. You're good. Where was I? We was on sessions, right?
Yeah.
I was in the mountain. You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My bad.
But
people don't have enough fun. They don't have enough fun with what they're doing because they're losing, right? That's a word, right? Losing is like a blanket statement for the worst thing ever. I lose, right? But my wins outweigh my losses. I've never become a not loser. I still lose, right? So why am I don't feel bad now. I got the bag. I still lose, right? Losing is not a bad thing. So for the nature of a person to have the endorphin rush, they need to see something happen consistently and it's good, right? So instead of that loss, it's wins. But you have to understand that you're never going to not lose again. So if you get that straight now, you got that part now, right? And then that's going to help you move forward. There was something else I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it is, but I can't remember what it is. Go ahead.
I feel you. I was going to also say, like, losing. Also, another thing with losing, you never really actually lost. Like, there's gold within those quote unquote losses. Like, I'm at the point now as a trader where it's like, even if I lose, like, I'll understand why that happened. And it's like, I won't even be sad. Be like, all right, cool. We just got to wait for the next setup. Like, like, y'all, when y'all get to that point, you'll be like, oh, I see why. They had to grab that liquidity right there. All right, cool. I'll find the next trade. You might even be confident enough to even like enter off that because you know why it happened. Like, so it's like the losses you take, like, don't sleep on those. Journal them. Definitely journal them. Like, go on Notion, make an account. I got trades on Notion. I don't like writing in my journal no more. I just Notion and I look back and I can appreciate that I lost. And I could be like, oh, okay, that's why. I look back. Sometimes I even laugh at the setups I took. I'd be like, oh, why did you take that? Man? Like, you're
Right.
supposed to wait. Like, you know,
This
like,
is what I'm showing people about the taking a buy at the 250 court. If you look at it as a measurement sitting in front of you, the top is 1,000 and the bottom is 0. 250,
mm-hmm.
500, 750, 1,000. If my structure is coming up into that, I don't take the sell at 250. I take it at 750. This is the epiphany that I'm having now. That's the mistake that people are making. They're taking that trade because it looks right in structure, but in price, it's wrong. Right? I've just learned that. That's why I'm speaking so much about it.
Oh, you gotta teach me that. You gotta teach me that.
It's not even rocket science. It's a simple measurement. I don't care what the pair is, what the price is. When you get up towards that 750 quarter, you're getting a hell of a sell. When you get down towards 250 at the bottom, you're getting a hell of a buy. That's what's happening. Simple.
Okay. I gotta
we gonna get y'all
that.
right.
Sounds good. Yeah. I gotta back test that so I can get comfortable. I gotta see it.
Back test
I
it.
gotta see it. Right. Also, if y'all can't get a TradingView account, because I'm at the point right now where my TradingView account, like it was like 2 years ago. TradingView had this offer. It was like, well, hey man, you can get your whole year for $200. I never paid the free trial. Nowadays I just get a bunch of TradingView accounts for like $3-4. If you need that, I can help you get that. Oh wait, you recording that? I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but oh well. If you need that, I got you. But yeah, journal. I'll say this too. Another thing too. Once I journaled really what I was doing, like I had to really consciously tell myself, like, look, I don't want to keep being in the same spot as a trader. Like I don't want to keep having the same issues. Like we'll put it in our head, but eventually you're gonna get tired of putting it all in your head. You're gonna be like, look, especially if you feel like you're not making no progress, you'll be like, all right, look, I really gotta jump. Like I know this is what I gotta do, but I gotta take the medicine. I gotta journal. And I promise you, just do like a good 3 months of journaling. Just
Bro,
it
like
don't gotta be every day, but it should be every day.
Everything we do in the group is a journaling.
Once you do,
being active in the group is a journal.
It's like I know, but I like everyone should have like their own personal journal though. Like
I'm just saying when you don't view it that way, you're kind of blocking your blessing. You got to know how to use everything you have as a resource, right? That's why I do voice notes all the time, and I can go back and listen to them, make sure I said it right, make sure I'm putting the numbers right, because I got to tell me first, right? It just helps. And then when people understand, okay, how did you do that? Well, I did it by journaling everything in my life, by talking. Yes. So you guys are doing me a favor because you gave me a platform to speak on. So I got to do better by giving you the best version of myself that I can give. It's back and forth.
We really compounded by all nature.
Yeah, compound everything.
Oh yeah, there's no group messing with us yet. Like no group messing with us yet. Like the way we got this shit structured, nah.
And it's like you are going to win. This is not like, oh, maybe. It is. Like, it's the best thing you could ever do in life. Like, come on.
Yeah, like confidently we can say that if you in this group, you definitely want to win, yo. Like it don't make sense if you don't. Like the only way you wouldn't win if you're in here if you're just not doing the work yourself. Honestly,
Simple.
like. But if you're doing the work here and you not, then I don't know. Like I don't know. It's not gonna add up to me. The work is gonna be missing if you're not making no success of it. I don't mean by profits, but I mean progress.
It's like sitting in an area and a whole master complex builds around you, and it's just you're watching it build like crazy.
Yeah. Like there's nothing about you, about the complex building is impressing you to like want to take action. Like you're gonna see some progress in it. You can't just watch it, you know. Like, but like, yeah, yeah.
All right, so I guess are we done beating that horse?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who else has something to help them as far as finding success? Maybe Summer Rain, Davita, like some anybody who has found Rosebud, anybody who has found a level of success. What helped you? What was the tipping point?
I can speak. This is Davita. For me, like I said, this week, I did really good trading GN, and it was because I had a better understanding of market structure. Like, I understood what a higher high and a higher low was, but those points in the middle, the lower lows and lower highs, like what made a lower low be a lower low. So just reading some material and understanding that, also understanding what an order block is or how to look for one on the charts, because for me I was using an indicator, which I still do for confirmation, to find my order blocks. I also say for me, I like to go to the 1 hour before I trade a new pair or a new instrument. I like to go to the 1 hour and just see what time that pair moves. So I guess that's kind of the same thing he was saying about the sessions. Maybe that's when those pairs move at a certain time during their session. So if I see a pair moves at London and I don't want to trade London that week, then I'm probably not going to trade that pair. So that has also helped me to determine like what pairs I'm going to trade for the week, because my schedule is pretty busy as far as work and stuff goes. So I can't just trade at the same time every day. So for me, like I said, understanding the sessions and the times that a pair moves, understanding what a liquidity grab is, I really would suggest everybody, especially if you're a beginner, to read that material that Alicia gave me on market structure. I think she posted it in the group this week. But that was a real game changer for me.
Still so confident. Love it.
So I mean, I'm glad I just want to show you something, show the people something. If you see how the price comes down here, gets flat, and then it goes up, please understand it's not going up without this liquidity grab. See how it established lows, it came down here, grabbed the liquidity, went up. Now it came down and grabbed this liquidity. You see that? These everybody always posts something funny about, people that say they don't. What's the dude's name, OG, to say when do you get in the market? I get in the market when I see people get stopped out. When I see these people get liquidated, right? When
Yeah.
this came down to liquidate these people, now it's time to get in. Price goes up, it pulls back to let you in. Boom. Next thing you know, you've liquidated these highs. Take your profit. Market comes back down, liquidates these guys, get in on the pullback, and ride the market up. It's
Now you see how, when Dr. Paul says that, right? He's saying it from his experience. Me and you in this group, when we see people crying, that's when the move is happening. They got stretched. So we get to see it from his level. People that don't lead groups, they don't know what he's talking about. We do. We see it in the group.
And just the other day on oil, we were on, and I said, man, oil is going up. I saw this move, right? I saw the move, and I want to say I might have measured from here, this pullback, and I got in, right? Price comes up, it liquidated me. But see, the difference is I don't use a stop loss, I use a hedge. So I picked up 2 sell positions. And the market comes and it goes down. Then it came up above these highs, and I said, no, man, I should have measured from the bottom, right? From the bottom, I should have measured. So I went back and I refibbed this. And when I refibbed it, I'm like, God, dog, this should have been the original entry. So I had to close both of the sell entries, right? One of them I closed at break even. One was a small loss. I added another buy, and boom, market went right to profit. Sometimes, like, you see what you see. Once you've been doing this a while, you understand, okay, man, this is definitely going to buy. But maybe your entry is a bit off, right? Maybe you're trying to use a stop loss that's too tight. I mean, I extended this afterwards. I was trying to take this trade and use this level as a cushion, but I don't want to use a too small of a lot size, right? I want to get paid on this move. So a lot of times I'll put my hedge very, very close because I'm very confident, right? I was very confident that we was going to tap in and go. And we did for a minute, and then we pushed back down. So I didn't want to just kill the position because I know I saw what I saw. But then when we got this move and it started pushing back up and it pushed back above this high, I knew, I said, man, I got to go back and see. And what it was is I just took my reading from the wrong spot, and I should have fibbed the move from the initial push down to the low to the chalk, right? And then once you get that pull back from the chalk, now you're ready to go. So sometimes it's not that you're completely wrong. Sometimes it's just that you took your measurement from the wrong spot, right? Your idea is good, but maybe your fib measurement is wrong, or maybe your positioning is a bit wrong. Maybe your vision is a bit wrong. But this is the benefit too from being involved in those chats. Like, you go to that commodities chat, you got people in there talking. So don't abandon your idea per se. You know, look at it from multiple perspectives. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Davida. Were you finished?
Yeah, I'm done. That was all for me.
All right, appreciate it.
Once again, it's family, right? But this is not just any other group. People have said, okay, we're kind of like other groups. No, we're not saying that. We're saying that this is the best group on the planet. Like, I really like my sisters and my brothers. Like, this is different, right? So we reach out to each other and we get the help. We are all first wave at this point. We're going to have a second wave of people coming in, and we'll be ready and available to get them ready to go faster than we did, because now we got more people on fire, and all that it's going to rub off, it's going to catch like a wildfire. It's a no-brainer. And we'll defend it, right? That's why I talk shit, because people need to know ahead of time.
Anybody else want to share their success? Right.
Wait, next year's gonna be popping. Next year's gonna be popping for real.
I would just say, for me, learning to trade liquidity, because once I learned, you know, kind of just like identifying it and like actually trading it, my old, I guess, strategy, which I was a breakout trader, it's getting dusty on the shelf. Like, I still use it after consolidations and stuff like that, but once I learned like to trade liquidity, it was over with. Like, I literally, once that liquidity gets grabbed, like, I'm in the market. Like, it's done. It's so easy.
Love it. Love it.
I agree.
I can't do breakouts. I can't do the breakouts. Go off does the breakouts. I like what I see, but I don't like doing it. I know how to do it, but I don't do it.
It's tricky, honestly. It's a good strategy though, but for me, I was like trying to be a breakout trader and ICT. I was like combining them, and you can definitely do that. But there's a certain way that you should trade ICT's concepts, and that breakout entry doesn't necessarily fit that. So by the time that move's done, you're still, you're like just getting in and it's a little bit late. So if you can just learn how to trade liquidity, and enter off of the liquidity grabs, like that was a game changer for me, because it's just more accurate.
You need a boss to tell you that. You need a boss to tell you. Like, you get to the point where you're able to verbalize these things for people who aren't even at that question to ask yet. You have that information already. That's what makes the group. Like, I didn't say that. You said that, and I knew what you were talking about, but I never said that. It made perfect sense.
Yeah, and it's just like, we always talk about how like the strategy is fractal or whatever. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. It's the easiest fractal strategy ever, because it's like, it's literally just equal highs, equal lows. That's it. Once that's grabbed, and like you might already be rich from the lower time frame, but then it's like you've been scalping so much, then you finally zoom out and you see a huge liquidity pool that's just been grabbed, and then you get to swing that for a week or two. It's pretty cool. So that's my advice.
Gracias. Anybody else?
Hey everyone, it's Ish. So I don't know if you
Hey.
guys pay attention to how I've been breaking down the charts after the weekly review. But if you guys pay attention, I'm always talking about market open and how price moves from that market open. I always have a line on my chart. Put a line from market open 5 p.m. candle and do market 2 a.m. candle. And you're going to see price respects that. So, and it expands away from that.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
How did you know
I
that?
could show you that. I could show you it actually. Let me get on the computer and show you on my screen.
How did you know that, Ish?
How did I know that? Well, one, there was a ICT video, which I need to find. And sorry, I've just been packing. I'm really tired. So that's why I really haven't been hearing much from me lately.
Oh, you been getting to that bag. You been getting to that bag. You moving up. Where you moving?
You moved up to that apartment in the
Shut up,
sky.
OG.
She moving up to that apartment in the sky, bro.
She said she tired.
All right, hold on, y'all. And I love it.
Hey,
Hold on.
Hey guys, my question to Ish was
Oh,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Ish. I guess my question was more geared towards her being able to see that, because she stepped up and started doing the weekly order blocks. A lot of times when you do that kind of stuff, you're going to see additional information that you wouldn't have normally had access to, because you weren't the person that's sitting down looking at the market in review and what happened. If you start doing that on your own, you're going to find patterns and things that happen every week in the market. And you'll see different ways that you can take advantage of those scenarios that set up every week.
Mhm. Yes. I also was doing this, when Selena would send out the order blocks. I don't know, I did a call one time, we were back testing with OG and somebody else. And it was just funny. I was explaining this analogy to somebody else. I was like kind of double dutching into the trade. And I used to trade Sunday open. I mean, it would still get where I wanted to go, but I didn't capitalize on all the pips, or sometimes it didn't work, or, you know, something like that. And of course, that was my infancy and looking at the trade. But and I still was, you know, successful about 65, 75%. But I wanted more and to learn more. So, you know, this is a learning game. But anyway, I don't want to be long-winded. Okay, so I put mine, you know, you mark up your charts. So here we go. This is what we're expecting price to do. We're expecting price to pull back to this weekly candle, right? Okay, so now you have here, it opened here on Sunday, and expanded. You have your order block here, and they made another order block, but that's fine. And I'm looking at how it stays above. So here it is. This is Monday's open. Price respects Monday's open and continues to expand above. If you just put a 36 pip stop loss from Sunday open or even Monday open, you'll be safe in the trade. Okay. Let's look at this one, and made the order block. Does it always work? No, but most of the time, out of 19 trades, 15 of them it worked on. And the ones that I call the wash, I mean, if you know how to manage a trade, you still would have got the trade. Here goes oil.
Okay.
Oil, sorry.
So from that point that you're talking about right there, what are you willing to lose? Now, you got to figure out what that is. For me, it's 250. When I lose a trade, I'm willing to lose up to $250 per trade. So when she tells you to put that 36 pip stop loss, and you'll be clear, when you calculate that 36 pips on the stop loss, I make that equal 250. So whatever that calculation is, that's going to be the lot size I use when I take that trade. I have to know that ahead of time. So she's telling you everything up to the confusion point. The confusion is, okay, how much am I willing to lose? Most people don't even ask themselves that question. They just get drugged. You got to have the number that you're willing to get knocked out at, right? Because you have three opportunities, right? For me, I'm using a 25K account, a 50K account, a 100K account. So I got plenty of room to do this, right? So I'll probably use a standard lot. Most of the times I use a standard lot. Or I could take 3.25 or 4.25s, right? And I'll make those 2.5s my $250 losses, right? So if it stops me out, I lose 250 at a time. But if it goes to the level I actually want, now I still have $750 to play with, right? So I want it to stop me out. I want the move to be correct. But if it does stop me out, I'm only going to lose 250 bucks. That's the math you have to stay on.
All right, so now we're looking at oil. Look what oil did. You're looking for your buy, it pulled back just above the 50. So we all know when you're looking for your entries, and you're looking for it to come above the 50, at least the 50%. For it to continue, for you being a good spot for it to buy or sell. So you wanted to get on the 50% of the other side, right? But don't say you don't even want to know all of that. So somebody would help me out. But because I really don't trade commodities that much. But so look what it did above opening. So Sunday it opened here, pushed up, consolidated above. This is Monday's open. It closed on the Monday's open, continued on the Monday's open. If you want to look at this, this is the breaker structure below Monday's open, and it just kept on going down, right? You just had to cover what it did, the lowest or highest point it did for the Sunday, Mondays open. Here we
Like
are.
clockwork.
So, yeah, yeah. So look at Sunday's open. Look how many pips it got above Sunday's open. What's that? 3, 4, 2 pips? I'm not even gonna measure that, but I'll do it fine. This is the weirdest thing. I gotta get this fixed. Oh, this is gold, that's why. But a smidge, you know what I'm saying, above Sunday's open. Here goes Monday's open, 2 a.m. So I mark these candles. I'm just happy when I just see this, you know. Closed above Monday's open. Here we go again, break out from Monday's open, and look at it, just continues down. Okay, I look at every day how it opens and just making sure that it's not going against me, right? Here's AuCAD. Look at AuCAD. So you know we're talking about liquidity sweeps. So wait a minute. Is that for all of these? I'm sorry. Let me go back. I just want to make sure I didn't miss this for all of these.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing.
All right. So AuCAD, right? So also the concept, we're looking at healthy price action and price coming back to and meeting the other candle, right? So I think we all basically got that, right? So you had all of this liquidity on top of here for this week. So this probably was a green candle. Took out this liquidity, as some of you guys were saying, speaking about and explaining about, came up here. Look at that after it took it. All it was a wick. Look at Sunday's open. How much time did it spend above Sunday's open? You had 12 pips there. This is Monday's open. It closed below Monday's open and just kept pushing down right to your 2-week golden zone. Here we go again. So this is Sunday's open. Here goes Monday's open. Look how many pips. It stayed below that between Monday and Sunday's open. I'm gonna count them all. What I said, 36 pip stop loss, right? Now this price came down. Oh, I mean, would have scared you out of there from the low, right? But look how the candles respected Sunday's open and just kept on rising above. What are we looking for? Price to come back, 2-week golden zone, 2-week 78.6. Now, there was a couple of times I didn't want to, like a lot of times, like sometimes same thing, because sometimes I'm like, man, I can't be right. You know what I'm saying? And I remember we were talking on one call and I said, no, I'm out to trade. And Todd was like, why? And I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing yet. But when I see price and we're looking at it and it gets to these 78.6, I just look at where my order blocks are on either side of it. So if it makes a bullish order block on this side, I know it's gonna continue, you know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it overshoots a little bit, and it may be because my fib is in the wrong place. But I'm looking where it plays on all of these lines here. Price does some type of consolidation. It's an important area. Keep it. Okay, you just have to know how to use it. So these are just indicators of helping you, like it's like giving you signs, like this is 5th Street, you know, and you know every time you get to 5th Street, you need to turn. Well, every time you see the 78.6, the golden zone, it may be a turn. Okay.
East.
Yes. Huh?
That's gonna cook next week. That's going down. That's a great pullback, and now it's consolidating. So we're gonna look to grab that liquidity on top of that, and it's gonna cook. Like this week was the green candle, right? Like a rally or a drop, base drop.
Yeah, hold on, let me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's gonna cook. You know, that GA and GN this week was a difficult trade if you weren't willing to go back and forth, right? The back and forth action is what kills a lot of people, and especially coming off of a week where it went one way, right? You had the week that it went down.
Well, let me show you how this strategy works on GN.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, this
She
is what
on
it
fire.
Fire.
Look
She
how
on
it
fire.
opens Sunday. If we want to go to Monday, I hope you guys see my screen. This is Monday, so 24. What I said, 36 pips, right? Go ahead and do your 36 pips then. Look how price got here to the golden zone, came back. The wicks did, but your candles never violated the Monday. So
36,
it was a
24,
beautiful trade.
36.
Sorry, but it never but like I'm so excited about this. I'm like, I'll just be so cool. Now, does it work all 100%? Sometimes like the trades that like EA, EA will whoop your butt, but with EA, the thing is when it moves a lot of pips. So either way I'm winning, you know. So I'm just excited. But even with that, Todd, it works.
Yeah.
That's even with it going back and forth, it works. And as long as you don't, and this is sketchy. I mean, not sketchy. This was tight. This was butt puckering. Look at that. But look how the candles. Look how these wicks came down to
Yep.
these candles.
Yeah, she's a veteran. See, she knows the banter. Yeah.
You know. But go ahead, Todd, whatever you and anyone else, I mean, seriously. And I went through all of these trades. And look at that. Where we wanted it to get to is golden zone. What did it do? Sweet liquidity. You saw this even right here, swept liquidity. And I was at Rosebud and Zay was talking about liquidity and sessions. Look at that, swept liquidity. You could have rolled that off. Now,
Hey,
yeah,
hey, yeah, that's the trade that Elfie hid from me. Thanks, Elfie. Appreciate you, Elfie.
Oh my gosh.
You're still sour about that.
Hey, well, you know, I just, you know, I thought we
Salty.
that's all.
So what
Next time,
was
Todd.
you so silly. Sunday's open, right? Mondays, 2 a.m. Look what price did. Stay on this line. And all you do is put your alerts. You put your alerts above this and below this, right? That's what you do with this strategy. You just put your alerts to see where price is going. Breaks out to the bottom side and it closes below your Monday, Sunday open. So it made its decision. Write that down. Your golden zone. Okay. And here we go again. Look at this one. Barely 10 pips. Sunday, Monday. Look at this. Close below. You ain't want to believe it. Fine. Keep on. And where are we at? Golden zone for the previous week, 78.6 of the previous week. Where are we at? We're on the 78.6. What's price doing? Consolidating.
It's about the rough ride back up.
Yeah. Here we go again. So Cash Chef price open here on Sunday, never even got above, got here to Mondays.
We can see the chop on this.
Here. Yeah, you know.
It's about to go up. You see that liquidity grab below the 78? That's a liquidity grab. If you put a fib from there, from the bottom to that top, I guarantee that's a 78% pullback.
This one right here, right?
Yeah, fib that move right there. Hey, that's stuff, man. You can
we over here dancing and singing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is how it works.
I'm so sorry.
Let's go.
Also, when we're looking at these trades, I am telling you, I'm a 1 hour trader. I don't really do the 4 hour. I look at the 4 hour on Sundays. I barely look at it again. For the rest of the week, right? So sometimes you'll get it where you'll get your imbalance, which a lot of times you'll get your imbalance in these trades. And let me go back and see. Well, I'll just keep going.
But Ish, I don't want you to glaze over the 1 hour trader. Can you explain what you mean by your 1 hour trader?
Oh, okay. So 1 hour, you get to see structure, or you get not the structure, but decision made quicker on the 1 hour. So and that's my personality, and I'll sit here on the 1 hour and I'll just stare at the 1 hour. The 4 hour is too big of a candle for me, right? Look at this. So if I waited to here, you know, to get here, but I don't trust that because guess what? This didn't break this. So now I'm waiting for here. Damn, most of my trade already gone already. So I want to know up in here on this 1 hour when it's starting to make its decision, when it starts changing its mind. So that's why I don't put too many breaks of structure. You'll see I say change of character yet, because this is the structure right here. Right? Do we agree?
I do agree. I'm trying to look at this in terms of,
Oh, okay, and then,
of
hold on.
when people would feel comfortable, you know, like we
Oh.
have a lot of MA,
Look,
MA position, you know, like the moving averages are going to tell you after the fact. They're lag indicators, but if you trust structure, you can always trade structure.
yes. You see this right here? So this, I'm trading opens, right? And price express. So you see this order block right here on the 1 hour?
Right.
What's the order block for jumping in trades? The one with the imbalance, right?
Exactly, and it pulls right back in there.
And you see that?
Yep. What time is
Okay.
that? What time is that dip back in?
This is 7 a.m.
But the other one is what, 9? The 9
one?
o'clock
This one?
candle. No.
This
The
this
wick
one.
is that one right there, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a 9 a.m. It dips right back into to the 7 o'clock setup and gives you your buy, and it goes off.
That's the kill zone. That's
Yeah,
the kill
the
zone.
kill zone trade right there. That's the silver bullet trade. And look how high, how many pips does that go up?
140, the whole thing. Just say you waited and you waited till it tapped in is 130. So I try to be more realistic when I'm writing these trades down, because, you know, as you like to say, pigs get slaughtered. So it's not realistic that you're going to get the whole thing because you're waiting for your candle to develop, or
Yeah, you're only going to get that 130 because if you wait for the tap in right there at 9 a.m. tap in, you'll get that.
Right. So yeah. So there you go. There go your imbalance. Here, what happened here? All right, so we jumped down here. We didn't have any imbalance. We had an imbalance here. Traffic drop down here. We do have so this is an order block right here. It never even came back. So that's why I like using Monday and Sunday and Monday's open, because sometimes it'll leave and it just takes off without you. So I'm over here waiting for it to tap in. So you don't have to be a precision trader. You know, you just look for your signal like, okay, this is my get in there candle. Does that make sense? So this would be a get in there. Oh, okay, this is telling me, yeah. So nope, you don't believe it because it only swept liquidity here. It could have went back the other way. Okay, that's fine. So now this candle, like how many candles are you waiting for it to tell you it's selling?
I have a question real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
So you say Sunday open, you mark that.
Yeah.
And then Monday open.
Mark that.
Is that's still New York time, right?
That's 5 p.m. Asian session, 12 a.m. So it's not necessary a New York time. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying. Yeah. And
Yes.
then price consolidates on the other side. Sometimes it does a bigger trade. So like I said, it's not 100%, but most of the time, this is what you're going to see is going to consolidate on the other side of where it wants to go, and then makes its decision on the other side of the market and continue going. But yeah, these are New York times, the 5 p.m. candle. So Sunday open, 5 p.m. candle, and the 12 a.m. Monday candle.
Okay,
If you
that's what I
listen
was,
to the,
because basically that's the Judah swing right there.
yeah, it is,
But
but
now I see. Thank
it's the
you.
power of 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically you actually marking 2 opens and not, yeah. Okay, so that's what I was just wondering. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And
So-
you do the 2 opens, because that other one, Sunday open and Monday open, I wanted to respect on Monday's open, but say sometimes it only wants to go a little below Monday's open. I don't want to see it past Sundays.
So when you set your alerts for support and resistance in the midst of a Judas swing, so you're basically setting traps on the market makers.
Yes.
So what you're saying is basically they can't do nothing with you.
Yes. Yeah. And it's yeah. And even sometimes like I don't know, I started implementing this and some people are testing it. I'm trying to see if it works for everybody. So I hope I get some feedback soon, or more feedback if it works for some people, and I'll add that. But if it's not, then I don't want to do nothing screwy. But with how even this, if you don't have no time to be on your charts and set your trades away from structure, so when it does tap you in, it takes you off in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set yourself way away from. Dr. Paul says the market makers place the orders way out of the way where you think it ain't going, right? That's what they do, right? They get you stuck in the areas that make sense and then they run it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's to a specific level. They already know what the level is. If you're paying attention, that's why I say 250 and below, 250 below for the buy and 750 above for the sell. That's where they always stretch to, right? When it's a buy, they'll go to 500 and then they'll go all the way down to 250. And then when it comes up to 500, it'll go all the way up to 750. Because 50 is the number that we're paying. That is the number. But the manipulation shoots past it and makes the buyers go buy, and then the sellers are scared because they wanted the 500 quarter. So they won't take the trade at the 750 quarter. They're going to take the trade at the 500 quarter. They're going to be shitting bricks because they're getting stretched a whole quarter level. They're getting stretched from 500 to 750 when they should have just waited for it to get to 750. Then you get stretched. You have to add that to your rules. 750 and above for the sell, 250 below for the buy. But you're not going to see these numbers all the time. Just know that when you're near them, you're really heading into a cap bird position.
Where we at? So Sunday's open, Monday's open. Would this have worked on this trade? And no, and yes. You know, so once it got here, you're expecting it to get here, but it's now, this is back to Sunday and it looked like it has changed his mind. So, you know, you about to lose your money unless you put in a counter trade to follow it to where it has made this decision. So now I don't want to be under here anymore. But what do we have under here?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey.
Well, we got our imbalance, right? So there you go. So we got our imbalance under here. So then it came here and it's changed its mind. Okay, here we go. Same thing. Sunday, Monday, continued on. There goes our golden zone. There goes our 78.6. Right?
Yep.
And yeah, never even really got under Sundays. So so if you're swing trading, you could ride this out for the long haul. This was back and forth. So this is Sunday, this is Monday, consolidate a little bit over Monday and stayed on this side. Okay, and almost to our golden zone, but it's been back and forth. We did GN, GU. Here goes our Sunday, here goes our Monday. So that one did 51 pips. You may not want to do that. 51 pips, or you're like, no, I'm doing this 51 pips. And continue on, where is that? Previous week's golden zone. Yeah. NJ. So here's my here we go with our opens. What did this come and do? Swept what it opened for Monday's high, and got back down under price. So what I'm looking here, I'm looking for this to continue to buy right now. But I mean, I gotta do a better analysis. This is what I'm just looking at right now. Yeah.
Hey, let's tap on this right quick before you get too far.
Go ahead.
Let's tap on this before you go too far. When that stop loss gets to 51 rather than 36, right? It's bigger stop loss, right? Just lower your lot size. You can still take the trade because you're looking at the tap in, but it's not the normal 36 on the stop loss, right? It's wider. You don't want to lose that much, right? Well, then decrease your lot size.
Yeah.
Okay. And where we at here, and you, same thing, open. So here's Sunday, here was Monday, and we just kept on going. Where is our 2-week golden zone? Right here. I mean, our 1-week golden zone, the pullback, right? So that's the swing trade strategy, right? Now this one right here, this was cool. The reason why I got one line here is because Sunday and Monday opened the same level, right? And came out here, break the structure, came back here Friday, Thursday, and continued to up, right? Now this one, what did it do here? So this is Sunday, Monday, and came here, swept the liquidity here, continued to the upside. All right, and what happened here? It left liquidity here. So opened the week, left liquidity here, then came, made liquidity here, took that one, took liquidity. And this time you slow down. What, same thing here, one line, because it opened the same way. Okay, left some liquidity here, put some liquidity, left some liquidity here. So this is our open, dropped here into this imbalance in this liquidity and took the liquidity above price.
Can we run this scenario right quick on the sweeping candle? Now, I don't even have a chart. I don't even have a chart in front of me. I'm driving, but I'm just gonna throw this picture, right? It's probably on the chart, whatever that sweeping candle was. When you get that sweep candle, this is the excitement that people have when they finally see this happen and they're able to take advantage of it. When you get the sweeping candle, a lot of times after that sweep, it doesn't go back down there, right? So you have to see that sweep candle and get in on the next candle and cover the low of the swing, the sweep, cover the low of the sweeping candle, because it may not even go back down there. After that sweep is done, the next candle will probably go bullish without a wick to the downside. You have to be, when you see that and you know to look for that, you can trust and just enter on the next candle after the sweep candle. If that makes sense, that's probably on the chart. Wherever that sweep happened or any past type sweeps, they mostly look like Judas swings, where you get that swing candle, and then after that candle, there's no more wick going over there. So you need to see that swing happen quickly, as soon as you can see it. Yeah, I'm passionate about this because I see the excitement when people see that for the first time. They're like, I didn't know what that was. Right, we're trying to verbalize that so you can see it, because it's out of there, right? Once that sweep happens, that's why it's called a sweep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you just set alerts at the liquidity, like you don't even need to look at the charts and watch it. Like if you just set an alert where the liquidity is, it dings you, you know it's getting grabbed, then you can go ahead and watch for your entry. Like,
yeah. Okay. So that is it. With showing you guys just sticking to market open for your swing trade and where price is moving from that. And that's it. Yeah, so I'm done sharing.
thank you, Isha.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else want to share their success for winning? If not, then what we could do is break down what we expect out of a pair for next week. If y'all would do that. Right, this is
I got my success story.
okay.
This is mini OG.
What's that?
It's mini OG.
Mini OG.
Yeah.
Okay, mini OG.
So my success story is coming down to LA and getting all this information from my dad so I can become a trader.
Hey, that's
my Yeah,
Have you actually started trading?
not yet. I'm just taking in the information.
Yeah, it'll be epic.
I'll probably start next year.
You can get a demo account. You can start next week.
Yeah. Yeah, but everything's going great, you know, just elevating the family. My daughter, you know, she's a patriarch in the family.
That's what's up. We love to see it.
To have us become what we are for our entire family. So we're enjoying it. We're bonding a lot. Everything's falling into place.
Hey, Pat.
Hey.
For sure, for sure. All right. Hey, Prince. Is Prince on the call? Huh? Maybe Prince got out the car. Okay. Does anybody want to share their screen so we can break down a pair for the coming week? Great. Be fair, dude. Anyone?
So soon, moving into next year, we need to rotate, right? People got to be ready. Whether you're confident or not, get your name on the roster, and we allow that roster to rotate. And then it'll always be a new person. You know when your time is, you take it, you run with it. It doesn't have to be nothing extra long. Just, you know, just do your part. We're doing our part. We're being the example. If we don't say nothing, it don't get done. So we got to be the example of how it gets done, and then we pass it off and let the next wave do it. We're backups now. Now that next wave becomes backups, and then the next wave. That's how it works. You can't always sit in the back.
And can we be honest for a minute? Did y'all not get more out of what Zay said and what Ish said than what I normally get up and say? Like you can hear a different angle or
Yes.
a different way that somebody sees it.
Yeah, I did.
Other than me beat my gums and saying the same thing, because I only see it the way I see it. But that's not going to propel other people in the group to see it the way I see it. You're going to have to take the information you study on your own, and you have to kind of mold what I'm saying into the way you trade. So the benefit is if you have enough people that do this, more people kind of gain an understanding of how they can make it work for them. So
Yes, to answer your question, absolutely.
yeah, so hopefully we'll get more people who will step out on a limb and kind of just give the way they see things, right? And the way they trade things and the way they find success.
When I was in the mountains and I was doing the computer love, what I was saying was a lot of people don't know how to have fun. And I'm a serious person, so I don't like to play games and stuff like that. But banter, you know, amongst peers is definitely necessary because it's an accountability thing. More people in the military understand that. People outside of the military, they're very offense driven. When there's no offense even there, you think it's an offense. But if you have tougher skin, you can kind of do this back and forth banter thing. It's really not to get to any malice. It's really just to keep everybody sharp. So people get afraid of that. Like, oh, well, if I say this, he's going to say that. You don't know what I'm going to say. Like, there we go with that. Like, you have to confirm, right? Don't be afraid to confirm. You can, anybody here can ask me anything they want. Chris Williams can come in here. TY can come in here and ask me whatever they want. But we're going to stick with the facts. So, and I know you don't want that. So that's what you got to be, right? So if we're developing our group to be that, then nobody has any reason to fear anybody in the group or, you know, any type of analysis or bias. We bounce off of each other. That's how it works.
And also, you got to be open to hearing, you know, like if somebody tells you your trading is jacked up because you're jacked up, I mean, it's the truth. You know you're jacked up before we say anything. So don't get offended whenever we tell you you jacked up. You know, you already know you're jacked up. So it's unrealistic to think, you know, this is why I always play the Oliver Velez cut, but it's unrealistic to think that you're ever going to outsmart the market. You're not. Like they created the market just for you to come in and think that you're going to outsmart them. That's why they created it. It's easy money. So just make the changes that are necessary. We all suffer from greed. We do. We all suffer from being not self-disciplined, you know, just out of control. All of us do. We just have to work on ourselves to a point to where we can have enough discipline and we can control our greed enough that we can consistently walk away with profit. You know, everybody is going to lose trades, you know, but are you going to jeopardize your total account for that trade? That's the question, right? So just understand that there are levels to it, right? I'm not saying that I am completely in control at all times, right? Or that I'm not greedy. I don't get greedy. But the difference is you put walls up, you put hard boundaries up. Man, I'm not going to get greedy to a point where I lose my account. Or I'm not going to trade so much. If I lose X number of trades, I'm done. If you lose 2 trades in a week, just wait until next week, because the market clears up on Saturday. We all see it on Saturday. So why lose, and then Saturday you see a clear move coming up, but now you don't have an account to trade it with? It's just crazy. Insanity, baby.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know, in my mind, my whole vision all the time, this Zoom meeting, right? We're in the Zoom meeting and everybody is trading. You have to want to do that. We're not being paid to do it or anything, but it looks like a company. It's your company. You make it do what you want it to do. Nobody can do it but the people involved. We're building something. And then once we build it, if it goes the way it's supposed to go, everybody's going to be an employee of IC Forex clearly, and they're going to be getting paid because of the donations of people who believe in our cause, because we do everything for free. Now we're going to be building income because what we do has value. So then now they're just going to be throwing money at us. And we could take all that money and pay people who need it. First of all, we can give people challenge accounts who need it, and we can build the community from scratch. So it's a no-brainer. You just have to get on board. You can fight it, whatever you want to do, but after it's all done with the fight, you're on board and the chain is strong, and we're just smashing through everything. And the more you have, the more you make. We're not even talking about $1 million. I'm talking infinillion dollars. You're going to the source. The more you have, the more you make. So $1 trillion is not out of the question. I'm talking in 10 years.
We got it.
That don't even include the investments. That's just the trading. And that's where the cake is. You know, the investing is a bonus. It's the trading that does it all. The trading is what everybody in their mind with these multiple streams of income, that's the goal. But trading gets you there now. That gets you there in 20 years. The old way of thinking. We beyond that now. It's a promise. These guys are behind. Don't let it cloud your vision, what these people are doing. Nah, that's light work. Y'all putting in a whole lot of work over there for that little bit of change. I'm just saying, to each his own. But I know if you knew to do this, you probably do this. You would do that for fun. But we coming because you haven't heard it from the right people. So the right people are coming.
Break down a per or no?
If y'all want to pick one, I'll share my screen. Group participation, people.
Yeah, let's hit NASDAQ.
Okay. Is that what's on the list?
It's a bullish order block, I would assume.
Nope. But I mean, if you want to break it down, we still can. All right, where you
Yeah.
want to start? The week?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
God's
the
plan out the gate.
That nasty NASDAQ ain't no bullish order.
I didn't put that on the list. Hold
It ain't
on.
no bullish order block. Maybe the 2 week is. I mean, that's the weekly. It was a bullish.
No,
order
the week
last-
was last week. So this
Oh,
is
yeah.
the weekly.
OG
right now.
cheating. OG cheating. All right, go ahead.
OG cheating, I believe it. All right, so is this how you want me to go ahead and start how we regularly mark charts up?
You got it. I mean, you have you are the epitome of how you explain structure. Like it's healthy. Like you already know all of it. I don't know how much you think you affect the group. You are on point. I don't need to say nothing else. You know what you're doing.
Thank you.
I mean, I could draw quarter levels on it or something like that, but ultimately, you know what you're talking about.
All right. Okay, so let's put my little marks on here. So this is our week 78.6, our golden zone. I love, as someone else has mentioned it too, where the equal highs. When I see equal highs and equal lows, I put a purple line there. I love them because I know price is going there. So I just keep it here. I don't know, somebody else was saying the same thing too. I think that was Todd. I don't like talking people out their trades, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, ooh, and I know that's like, girl, that's your job. You're supposed to be saying something. But at the same time, sometimes I don't see what you see and your trade pans out. So, you know, I would hate to be like, oh, I don't see that. And then your trade pans out. So sometimes if I don't agree with you, it's because I don't believe your trade is panning out.
Listen, this is what I think. I think you should say something because listen, as a trader, you should still take your trade that you believe in. But now I have the insight of somebody else too.
Okay.
So you see both sides of the coin. The worst thing to do is lose and not understand why, or you never saw it coming, you know?
Okay. Understood, and I will make sure I'm doing that. All right, so this is our week, and what I'm looking at, how it moved, structure on the week. And seeing where it's been. So it came out of this consolidation. Dropped down under the 50% of this week. So this is kind of like a mental note. I used to have too many lines on my chart. I have a little bit less than I usually did. But so I'm looking for price to continue pushing up, right? Is everybody agreeing that they're looking for price to continue pushing up based on NAS? What we're looking at right here on the weekly structure?
As long as it is the dollar pushing down, yeah.
Let's see the month. Yeah.
I'm a firm believer.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I like the correlation between Bitcoin and US 30. They have the same price structure, right? So
Bitcoin.
You would think we know that, you know, early in the group when I came here, you know, before I think around March, April, NAS or US 30 went to 35,900. And what's the max on NAS? Was it 15,900? Did it hit 16,000?
I don't even know. I don't remember. Probably
Nah,
not.
the last time it hit the high. It was 15 something, right?
Yeah, put your cursor over there to the high.
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
16,783.
And
Yeah.
what's the lower high?
This one or
No, yeah, that. Yeah,
944.
16,000, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 16,000.
Wait, 16,000 what?
This one is 15,944, so it's close.
Oh, 16 on the money.
15, 15944. So how many
Yeah,
points?
15944 is 16.
Oh, okay.
See?
Yeah.
You see? And I noticed you missed that a lot.
Yes, I do.
It's 16, right? Now, what is 16? 15 is where everybody wanted the entry because everybody knows 15, but what they not prepared for is the stretch to 16. That's where you want the trade. Now you're getting 15 at 16 for the sell. They wanted 15,000 for the sell, but it's 16,000 is the stretch point. This is where everybody continually gets faked out because once it gets past 15, they think it's a buy. It goes to 16 at the break point and comes right back to 15 and starts breaking support. That's the break point, right? So now the reason why I'm bringing this up is because look at the 6, right? For Bitcoin, it's 36. For US 30, it's 36. For NASDAQ, it's 16.
Okay.
For Bitcoin, it's 35,000 and the stretch point is 36. It got to 36,900 or something like that. But but what I'm saying is they all should be hitting resistance right now and they're not. US 30 should be at 36, just like Bitcoin approached 36. NASDAQ should be pushing 16, just like Bitcoin is pushing 36. They're missing, because it's wavy. So now these pairs are heading up to hit those levels while Bitcoin already did it. And now Bitcoin's coming back and now they're going up to touch resistance. They're following Bitcoin because it's tech. And Bitcoin's taking the lead. It's almost here. That's what the halving is going to do. It's going to confirm that Bitcoin is now the leader in currency when we do this transfer of wealth. Bitcoin is the go-to. It's about to prove that. It's going to become the barometer of the market. Right now it's gold, but crypto is going to outperform it. We're going into digital wallets. You don't have to buy gold no more. You're going to be on digital. So you can buy digital gold. We don't even, well, you can do the ETFs and stuff, right? That's digital. Yeah. So if you taking your trading strategy, right, and then applying your investing strategy, now you can buy the bottoms on your investments just like you're doing, right? So you can't do it right now. You can't buy the investments because everything's pushing in an upward direction. You have to wait for it to pull back and then you enter on the pullback, right? And see, Bitcoin is, we're going to see this week about Bitcoin. Is this a fake out to the upside or is this really going to go break? Because we're going to 40, right? We have to hit 40. And when we get to 40, you're looking for 41. With same thing with US 30. When US 30 gets to 40, you're looking for it to push to 41. That's the discounted rate. You always want the discounted rate. And you tie all this stuff together about the Sunday open and the Monday open. Is it pushing up or is it pushing down? It's creating a kill zone, and it's going to give you pips. If it's at support, obviously it's going to go to resistance. If it's at resistance, it's probably going to go to support. We see this, right? We see God's plan. We say that it's heavily bullish and that it needs to go down and collect the candle before it proceeds to the upside. It's natural. It's normal, healthy price action. And as long as you know how to regurgitate all these things, it seems like a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of layers, but once you're able to tap into all of that consistently, you strengthen those muscles and then you develop muscle memory. Now you just know how to enter the trade because all those things are adding up in your registry because you see all of it at the same time. That's what, when you get there, that's what it feels like. So God's plan, right? That's pretty much what needs to happen. Is God, I mean, it could sweep the upper level liquidity quickly, right? That's really what it's gonna. We know it's gonna do that. So we're looking at, okay, is it a buy or a sell? Well, technically it's a buy. It's a bullish flag. It's not a sell until the candles get below that support level. You're supposed to know that. We can't say, oh, take the sell until that low is broken, and then you come in on the pullback and catch the sell. If you want to go for catbird and say, oh, I'm just going to sell it right here, you can't sell it right there. Why? Because it's pointing at that upper level up there. Why don't you just take the sell up there? And that's probably not even right. It's going to sweep hard. So you got to be paying attention to that. And it's not a sell until that low gets broken. Right? So we're not even talking about a sell. Not yet.
Okay, hold on.
And this is the thing about catbird, right? We're up here. We can't consider a sell. An advanced trader can acknowledge a sell. He needs chalk, right? So we have to go down to the lower time frame and see that chalk develop. Once it develops, you know, you can get your tap in up there, right? Because you need to catch that catbird, get all those profits to come down below support. And then once it gets below support, it's going to curl around and come back and give that tap in. Now you have the catbird, and now you're already prepared for that second entry when it comes down and pulls that catbird as the second entry. And then from the second entry, you're going to come down and break the EMAs. And that's why we repeat it. We repeat it over and over about how it needs to clear those EMAs to confirm to you that this is true. And that'll be your second entry. For most people, that'll be their first entry because they don't wait. They don't want to. They don't see the move until the low is broken. That's the safest way to do it.
All right, so we got our bullish order, bullish 4 hour order block on our 78.6. We got this whole push move up. We could look for it to start coming back down, but this is our zero. This is our 27 is 618. Always just mark that out. So if it does push up and starts reacting off that line, it looks like it want to sell down, then I know I could catch my 78.6. Okay, for it to come down, that's if it wants to, but I'm going to be looking for this to continue pushing to the upside, right? And to not get below here. Yeah. Let's get on the 1 hour, because I like 1 hour. Okay. So I'm taking note of the imbalance below price. So if it wants to come and trickle back down, it definitely can, and I'm leaving room for it. So whatever it does Sunday, Monday open, and whichever decision it makes from that Sunday, Monday open, that's what I'm riding out. So you don't even need much and just have a general idea of what you're thinking price is gonna do. Anything anyone wants to add? No, everybody, y'all quiet? That's it, we done? Are you looking?
That's how they get.
Huh?
That's how people get.
You said that's how people get?
Yeah, they get quiet. You know, when you break that, they get quiet.
We could look at another one. I mean, y'all didn't really like Nas that much.
Is anybody eyeballing a pair?
Right?
Let me see this chat.
Yeah, I'd be going on. I don't want y'all to hear the sirens. Crazy.
I guess everybody feel like they fed. They got their groceries.
Yeah. I still like my fib. What we got right here? Our 50 is here, the imbalance under the 50 is down here. The 61 is in here. Look at another imbalance by the 78. So if you want to trade both ways. Well, things to look out for.
Where are we seeing price ash going next week?
I'm looking at it, buying. What are you thinking? I'm looking at it buying. I already marked off for it to continue pushing up its move. If it wants to, change, so I'm gonna look at where it moves Sunday. Like Sunday, Monday, by the time we look up Monday, it could very well just take this and start making this decision and getting above. And start going, to the upside if it doesn't want to take this imbalance that's below price.
I would be shocked if that thing dips down to the golden zone by Monday.
You think so? Why? Do you think that's too many pips?
Yeah, that's. I mean, how many points is that?
I don't see it coming. Okay, what, 156?
Overnight?
It's 2 days.
Oh, 2 days. Okay, I mean 2 days maybe, but overnight, no. I wouldn't think like on.
But that's the first 4 hours.
Was that?
That's another first 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever. What is it? 6 hours? Or was
Yeah,
it 5, 12? Yeah. But I'm looking forward to push it up. Anybody see anything else?
Go to the weekly.
Weekly? Okay.
Yeah, I want to know what these fundamentals are going to do. Something crazy.
So this is what it looked like on the weekly.
Okay. Cool.
Now, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if it comes to the downside once more, but it already hit its 61, but yeah.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
What quarter are we in?
Huh?
Fourth
What
quarter?
quarter are we in?
What order are we in?
You're in the fourth quarter.
No, we're in the first quarter. My dad just broke this down to me last night.
Oh yeah.
We're in the first quarter in October.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that changes the game for me.
With the quarters that we're in? Okay, well, break that down for me. You could do this be real quick. I'll go research on my own, but if you could just say something.
This is the new fiscal year.
Right.
Yeah,
It's the beginning of the fiscal year. September, I guess, October, November, December. End of September was the end of the fourth quarter. So we're in the new, financially, we're in the new year already. This is 2024 already.
Right.
Dang, that makes so much. Well, that's crazy. Thank you for that.
That was
It's
nice.
been so long since I've been in the Army, man. You know, I forget about the quarters.
Right. Yeah, I used to be in
So we're thinking about the 1.7 that they printed in December. Okay, how do you determine that? Okay, Janet Yellen told us that in September, right? So that was the end of the year. Then we came with October. This is why October 21st and September 21st are so important. The big waviness. Kind of see it in June, July too. But we're talking about this Santa Claus rally. How does that happen? They're doing something with their taxes at the end of the year, and they're moving money around so that it's the benefit of the trader or the investor or the person with the money, right? They move it around. Everybody does it at the same time. That's what creates the Santa Claus rally. Now, why does it happen in December? Because October is the, you know how they haven't, the shutdown is still in play. They haven't made that determination. So it starts in October, the negotiations. Right? They got to go to the Senate, they got to go to the House to the Senate, and then they go back and forth to determine what the bag is going to be. And then whatever that bag is, it gets distributed at the end of December. That's what creates the bullishness, right? It doesn't happen every single year. And you would think that there would be some type of problems because we haven't been printing it. this will be the first time something's printing in a long time. That would give us the impression that, okay, we're gonna go bullish. But it may be short-lived. We may be bullish from December to March. And then we might get that scare again. Why is it always March? The COVID thing, the wars, they always start at the beginning of the year because it's fiscal. It's frequent. It's where the money's at. That's where they plan everything.
That is pretty deep.
It's imbalance here on the floor.
Yeah, so the only number we got so far was the little 50 or 12, 14 billion they're talking about with this war thing. That's a negotiation of the package. That's going to come out of the big picture package deal. What are they going to be putting money towards? This is going to be the first time they put money towards anything since the big bailouts in March. Everybody's been waiting for a disbursement and it's not happening. They're telling you we're not printing until they print. And you will know when the charts go bullish, and they are going bullish. Money's been printed. The dollar is reacting because it's a supply of dollars, right? That means the dollar goes down.
Hey, OG. What, OG?
Yeah.
What makes you think that they're gonna come up with a budget?
No, I'm not saying that. That's when they're supposed to.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's when they're supposed to.
Yeah,
So,
we ain't had
and
a
they
budget
never-
since 2019.
Right, and they never tell us the truth. The truth comes out in the movement of the candles. But we still got to deal with manipulation. But we pretty much know what the big picture is saying. And then, like you said, what if they don't? Then we're waiting till July again. So we're not out of the woods. To think that this is just going to go bullish, it looks like a fake out. So I don't know.
Hey, don't you find it ironic that that you can run a whole country, but you haven't had a budget since 2019. Just think about this. Donald Trump, during his presidency, printed 40% of all money that was ever printed. But we haven't had a budget since 2020 was the reason he printed most of that money. But we haven't had a budget since 2019. Bruh, like we've issued more money in people's hands since 2020. We've spent money on this Ukraine war. All this money we spent, we haven't had a budget. Bruh, whew.
It's one of the biggest, nastiest, like they gave money to the people and the money went right back into the system. People don't understand that part. He printed the money knowing that the market was going to suck that money out through a rug pull. So they gave it to the people and it's the system sucked it back in because they thought they were buying Bitcoin at the right time. And all that money they put in got sucked out. And that's the transfer of wealth. You just gave that money back to the system. That was the money you were supposed to use to get to the promised land. You gave it back. And they don't even know that. To this day, nobody knows that. And if you tell them, they'll think you're crazy. Now, who's the smart one? Donald Trump? Yes. We don't like that, right? No, but yeah, he just gave himself a shot in the arm. And I don't care because I'm out the way. I don't care what they do. It ain't got nothing to do with me. He gave us the money so that we can give it back to the system and keep the rich richer and the poor away from the money. And you're not going to get a second chance at it. So now you got to dig it out the mud. You had a chance. Now you have to do what we're teaching here because that's the only way you're going to get it. No more handouts.
Oh, gee.
Hey.
Y'all got anything else?
The money went back into the system through investments by people buying at the top of structures. They induced people through the bullishness, right? Because the bullishness started as soon as they gave the money to the people. And then it went straight to resistance in months and then came all the way back to support and wrecked everyone. You don't have enough money to sustain that type of a drop. So everybody got cracked.
Wrecked, R-E-K-T?
Hey.
But that's just for the people who had the right idea to invest. Most of y'all spent y'all money.
Yeah.
Y'all remember y'all was buying them chicken sandwiches at Popeyes? That's what y'all really spent y'all money on, the Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
Oh my God.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, remember how y'all was posting about how good they were?
These are the facts. Oh my God.
That's where y'all's COVID money went on them Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
And see, my mom and dad are firm believers in spending the money because it's depreciated money. You need to just spend it, right? But you need to do it right. Make it work for you.
Majority of chicken sandwiches.
Y'all don't even know. I was in Afghanistan when all of this was going on, and we was watching America like we weren't Americans. We was like, you see what's going on over there.
Y'all was mad that y'all couldn't taste the chicken sandwiches. Huh?
No, we weren't. We were like,
oh my God.
did not care.
Yeah, we do some peculiar stuff, man. Like as a people, when you look, you just gotta be like, God, dog, man. Like you can't even blame the system for half the stuff that we do. We do some crazy stuff as people.
I don't know. I think it's social media, but who's in control of social media?
Well,
Probably people
listen,
who are involved with the system.
I'm with you, but that's where the self-control comes in.
Facts.
And here's where I go with that. Especially I don't like to hear women arguing against me when I talk like this, because my favorite go-to argument is, okay, if that's the case, I done had a wife, and I might have got caught out there in the street doing what I did. But all I'm saying is, how come I just couldn't come home and say, well, you know what? I couldn't control myself, boo. And she's like, oh, I understand. Right? Because nobody wants to hear that, right? Nobody wants to hear you didn't have control. It's always you should have had control.
Yeah.
But the same logic is never applied to the spending, or is never applied to us thinking for ourselves, financially. And I know it sounds facetious when I bring that up, but it's the truth. Like I get it. We're not taught proper financial tools, coming up. But when is that excuse going to not be used? Right? Because I can say the same thing as far as, being taught the right things, for being a man or for being a woman. But when you're in a relationship, nobody wants to hear that as an excuse. It's never a good excuse. So along those same lines, we have to cut the excuses and start holding ourselves accountable, because at some point in time, even though we weren't taught it, we've had ample time to learn, you know? We're here every Saturday, you know, and then many days during the week, trying to feel our way through this. And, you know, I just think that we all have the same 24 hours. And once you're alerted to something, then it's up to you. You know, the onus falls on you to get educated on it. YouTube is free. If you don't trust YouTube, enroll in some financial classes, right? So some economic classes, not anybody's financial teaching, but, you know, economics, basic economics will help you understand where to put your money.
You know, the people that are very busy, right? I'm retired. I really don't have much to do, but you know, I'm available, right? Not a lot of people are as available. I'm thinking moving forward, having a module for the busy trader, right? About setting the alerts and being able to walk away from the trade and be comfortable with that. When it hits the alert, then you can go to it. Other than that, leave it alone, do what you got to do in life. Really, that's what you're supposed to be doing, whether you have a life or not. You're supposed to be putting those alerts in place and going to work when the alert gets hit. You don't need to sit on the chart looking at every candle unless that's your intention, is to get candles in your mind frame under your belt, like hitting golf balls. I have to have 1 million golf balls under my belt so I can register what's good, what's bad, what do I take in, what do I take out. Like, you know, it's just like anything in life, right? How well are you with being the best version of yourself? Are you dotting your I's and crossing your T's? Do you even know what that means? Like, but you need a more seasoned person, whether it's a man, a woman, an investor, a trader, a specialist of economics, a maintenance man, whatever it is, somebody has that information, not just the basic cookie cutter information, the real pristine certification level is, you know, that type of impression, right? You're getting that qualified information that only comes from a qualified eye. So I can cut some wood, but a carpenter is going to cut it the way it's supposed to be cut. There's no way I can cut it like he cuts it unless I take advice from him. But if I'm supposed to get certified, I'm probably I'm gonna be off by whatever it is that those super high level people are saying. Nah, you didn't cut it right. Shit, that's the no, that ain't it. It's deeper than that. So nah, you got to go deeper. Always, and you will want to, because you want to get better.
Hopefully everybody has a plan, you know, going into the next week, what you're trading, what you want to see. We are the last line of defense. If your setup doesn't set up, don't press the button. If your setup doesn't set up, don't press the button. Any questions, comments? Hey, I appreciate everybody who shared, you know. I think that's very important for the other people who are coming behind you. Anybody have anything?
Yeah. Next year, it'll be a big party. Every time we come into the meeting, there's going to be an accountability party, a profit party, all that stuff. It's going to be exciting, right? It's not going to be crickets. Everybody's going to have something to say, because it's going to get to the point where, oh, it's my turn. See, now people grabbing the turn. Yeah, we already know what's going to happen. We just got to stay on it.
It's a revolution, a trading revolution.
Right?
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing if nobody wants to look at anything else.
Yeah, awesome job. You know,
Appreciate you, Ish.
Thank you.
All right, guys. It's been real. It's
Hey.
been fun, and we'll see y'all in the market streets.
Thank you.
if y'all want to get together, like we said, a lot of people were saying over the week that they want to try to put some things together, put whatever you want to put together. We'll back you up on anything you want to do. We'll explain everything, whatever angle you want to take. Now think about this. If you want to bring something new to the table, that's fine. I have a tendency to drop quarter levels on everything. I'm not trying to change people into quarter level traders. That's just going to be my input, right? Whatever you decide that you want to present, we're going to stick with that. If you want me to add quarters to it, I can do that, or I'll leave it out. That way you can focus on what your style is and what you're really trying to get across to the people. And then we back you up on that. So whatever idea you want to implement, we do that, right? Don't be afraid of it. Just step out there and run with it. We got it.
Hey, and one last thing. Nuwaf is on Zoom every night. Every night. For those of you who are available, every night, calling out the trades, calling out setups. If you need help, the people to help you are here. If you never say anything, nobody will ever know anything. So, you know, for those of you who desire it, there are people here.
And I used to stay up all night. Me and Noah all night, all our guys, we'd be up in the Zoom. Sometimes we'll be in there 3 days straight. I don't do that too much because I got into another program of my life and it doesn't allow me to be up at London session. So I take my sleeping pills and I'm asleep on it. So when he's on, I like to get on with him because we mesh. So, but I can't do it anymore. So he's owning that time zone, right? We got to be really understanding that when this becomes what it's supposed to become, Nawaf is a leader of the Eastern Hemisphere, right? We run the Western, right? Leandra and Marv, they are all together, right? Ebony, Elfie, they're all on that East, they're holding that down, right? So when we do this right, somebody should always be on the Zoom meeting per session. Whoever the specialist is at the time, we can rotate that, right? That way somebody's always on the Zoom, they're trading. So I'll sit on the Zoom and I just go on mute. When people come in and out, and there's a bell that you could put on here where you can have a bell ring and you can tell when people are coming in and leaving. And then you're just available, right? For me, in the perfect world, when this is the way I want it, I'm going to have somebody in position for every session. And then we're going to rotate. That's the beauty of Zoom meetings. And, you know, we have 2 of them, really. I have mine's 2. So it can be a meeting for the intermediate, and then it could be a meeting for the advanced. We can do a whole lot of different things.
And then Elfie and them won't be sneaking around hiding trades.
On fire.
All right, y'all. I'm a holler at y'all.
All right, man.